Alright, everybody, welcome back to a brand new Ptcgo video, and today we're going to be going over the top 5 theme decks to use on Ptcgo. Now, I got a request for this on my shop video, so I thought I would do this anyways. This is just going to be the top 5 best theme decks that beginners can use, but apparently a lot of people are making theme deck videos now, so why not hop on the bandwagon, Kappa. Anyway, so let's get into the video. Now, actually, I just want to say two things, sorry. The first thing, I know I have kind of been slacking on the uploads, but it's summer, and I've been enjoying it with, like, a lot of my friends, so I apologize there. And also, the second thing is, these are only going to be theme decks in X, Y, and above, because you can't actually get, like, the ones in black and white and stuff, unless, like, you have, like, the black and white, orange, and, like, the Superior, and, like, Ember and Samurai decks. But anyways, let's get into the video. Coming in at number 5, we have the Storm Rider theme deck. This theme deck is good mainly for the fact that, well, the Roaring Skies theme decks are good, but this theme deck is good because most of the attackers of this deck are pretty solid. First of all, you got Zapdos, which is like the main attacker of the deck, and if you can get this thing going with Raging Thunder, that can actually be a problem for your opponent because it does 3 for 120, which 3 energies for 120 isn't that hard to do. You know, you have something in the active that takes your hits, builds Zapdos up. Drill Peck 1 for 20, not bad either. Then you have Exeggutor, which, I mean, you don't really run that many colorless Pokemon in this deck. Actually, you don't run any colorless, but oh no, you play one. You're never going to use Shake It Off, I get it, but it's good because Seed Bomb does, 3 for 80, which is not too bad either. You get Pikachu, which, I mean, isn't that great since it doesn't come with Raichu. Cascoon is okay, not really anything special there. Manectric can be decent too. Random Spark, 1 for 30. That's actually nice, and then 2 for 40 isn't bad. Shedinja is a kind of a different story. I mean, I don't really think you're ever going to use Shedinja. I mean, yeah, if they do like 20 damage or 10 damage, yeah, but it's not that great, but you never know. And then you have even Voltorb's Big Explosion can, do some stuff. You have Electrode, which can do 3 for 70. Continuous Tumble, you can do. You got Skarmory, which can get Pokemon on your bench, and then you also have Blow Through. But the big thing that makes this theme deck even better is you have Dragonite. Now, Dragonite is good since you can use Wrapped Up in Wind, and you can power this thing up really quickly. You can actually take extra prizes for knocking out your opponent's Pokemon. So if you knock out your opponent's Pokemon, you are going to take an extra prize. Now, if you knock out an EX, you're going to take 3 prizes. But, yeah, Dragonite is what makes this theme deck even better than it is. And obviously, you got all these items. You got Wally, which is good. You got Double Dragon Energy, which is amazing for Dragonite. However, this isn't the best Roaring Skies theme deck, and we'll get into that later. Anyways, that was number 5. Going into number 4, we can go back into Deck Manager for this one. We can go at number 4 here, and that is going to be the X and Y basic green deck. I couldn't find it for a second. Anyways, I almost pressed test deck. But anyways, we got XY basic green. Now, this is the best XY basic deck, in my opinion. I think it is better than the XY Fire and the XY Blue. The XY Blue used to be, like, the best theme deck to use, but they nerfed it. They nerfed this one, too, I'm pretty sure, but it's still pretty good. You got Simisage with Torment. Torment just is a really good attack. You can block your opponent's attacks. You have Tropius, and Tropius is good in this deck because the deck actually comes with 2 double colorless energies. So you can actually use the DCE on the Tropius. You got Shiftry, which is like the main kind of card of this deck. Shiftry is good with Deranged Dance, just a really good attack. And with DCE, you can actually do Deranged Dance a lot more easier. Dodrio can be pretty good. And then you also got this big Chestnut. Chestnut is amazing in this deck because it has the ability Spiky Shield, which if this thing gets damaged, your opponent Pokemon take 30 damage, and obviously with that DCE, Touchdown can be easier to use. You have a lot of healing stuff in this deck to use also. You even get Lysander in the deck. So this deck has a lot of fun options to go with. So XY Basic Green comes in at number 4. Maybe I should have put it a little higher, but I don't really think I needed to. Anyways, coming in at the number 3 spot, we have Aurora Blast. This theme deck used to be a little more, not so good, but honestly, this is definitely one of the more better theme decks to use in terms of just straight up power. So this is the Articuno based theme deck. Now Articuno honestly isn't that great. Freezing Wind can be good if you get it attacking, but the big things in this deck are the other attackers. Now the first thing we got is Salamence, which is just, if you get Salamence in play, you are going to destroy your opponent. Shatter 1 for 60, which is insane. Power Howl does a lot of damage too. Steam Blast also, I mean, you're not going to use Steam Blast. You're really going to use Power Howl and Shatter. But that is just insane here that Salamence can do that. It's easy to get Salamence in play because the deck actually plays Wally. So, yeah. And it also runs Double Dragon, which is great for Salamence. Salamence is what really makes this deck OP. But then you also have Tranquil with Fly, which you never know when Fly can actually work for you. That can always be a problem for your opponent. Then you also have you got Swellow. Swellow is good because it has that ability Dragonite had where you can take next surprise for knocking something out. And all you have to do is do Peck or Wing Attack. You can knock him out. You have Fearow in the deck, which is decent. 1 for 30 is pretty good. Pelipper is also kind of good because you can use Water Pulse and Swallow and kind of continuously heal Pelipper off, make it harder to knock out. And you also have some decent supporters and items. So yeah, Aurora Blast is definitely the 3rd best theme deck in my opinion. Now let's get into the number 2 spot. Coming in at number 2, we have Dark Hammer. Dark Hammer is a good theme deck. Well, actually, if you go to the shop, the devs actually have this card as the devs pick, the staff's pick, or whatever. But anyways, this deck is good because you have a lot of good attackers. The theme deck is built around Ptcgo. Ptcgo has a great attack. Clobber. If you have an item in your hand, you do 70, which this deck does play items. Then you also have Hammer Arm, which is 3 for 80. Discards top card of your opponent's deck. That's a really good attacker on its own. You have Licky Licky, which isn't too bad either. You know, you got Knockoff and Licky Chop. Hitmonlee is pretty good. You can start sniping stuff on the bench. That's good. And you also have Hariyama, which is really good. You know, 3 for 80. And then any damage down this thing is reduced by 30. That's actually a really good ability to go with that attack. Mind Shout is pretty good too. 1 for 40. You can return it. Now, obviously, it's not going to be a Mind Shout deck, but it's still pretty decent to have that. Landorus is great because you can power up stuff on the bench, and you can do Sky Lariat too. Landorus is a really good card. You also have Machamp, which makes this deck good too, because when you get Fighting Fury going, each of your fighting Pokemon's attack do 20 more damage. So all those fighting Pokemon, except for Licky Licky and Pangoro, will be doing 20 more damage, which is nuts. And Machamp Crush is also a really good attack. And then, to round out, you have Scrafty, which Machine Gun Headbutt isn't that bad of an attack either. So yeah, this is a good deck. Just, it's an amazing deck. You have so many good attackers. Like, every attacker in the deck is really good to go with. You even have a lot of good items. You have Karina in the deck. You even have Center Lady. The deck also gives you Professor Sycamore, which is good. Now, it doesn't give you strong energy, but it is still a really solid theme deck. And that's why Dark Hammer comes in number 2. And coming in at the number 1 spot is going to be the Night Striker theme deck. Now, I made a video on this a while ago, back when Breakthrough first came out, saying that this was the best theme deck to use on this game. And I still think that it is the best theme deck to use on this game. It is just such a good theme deck. Noivern is a great card, and it has the attack Air Slash, which is 3 for 120, which is really powerful for 3 energy. Gengar is really good with Sinister Fog, and then Creepshow. That's good. And someone sent me a private offer. Then we have Haunter here, which has that ability Gothic Fear, which is a good ability to use. Ghastly, which obviously goes to Gengar. You got Wobbuffet, which, you can use for like a stalling card if you ever need to build stuff up. You have Kirlia, which doesn't come with Gallade, but that's fine. But then you get some other big things in this deck. You get Ursaring. Ursaring is good. If you can get Swing Around built up, that can actually be pretty powerful. You can do 120 damage possibly. Dragoff can be good too to kind of put stuff on the damage stuff. You also have Zoroark in the deck, which is just amazing because Zoroark has the attack Mind Jack, which can do up to 160 damage to your opponent. And let's say a Skyfield. Zoroark is just great in this deck. This deck has a lot of really good attackers too. And, oh yeah, also you get Cresselia, which Cresselia has the Fetty Wap ability, Baby Won't You Come My Way. And then you have Moonlight Gain, which does 3 for 70, and then you heal 20 from it, which is pretty good, because you can heal things. If you heal Cresselia, that can make it harder to knock out. The trainers aren't too bad either. Fisherman, Reverse Ticket can be good. You get Wally in the deck, Center Lady, you get Skyla, Giovanni's Scheme, which you can do that second effect. So yeah, that is just an overall good theme deck. Now, we actually do have I have a couple honorable mentions here. And the first one, we're going to give it to Iron Tide, the Metagore theme deck. This one barely almost made the list, but it didn't. It's a good theme deck because you get Registeel, which is a good attacker. Regice, which can be a good attacker. Metagross, which, if you do Iron Cannon, there you go. You can knock stuff out. You get Persian, which has some good attacks here in Ambush and Fake Out. You have Gyarados, which you obviously want to power up for Thrash. You have Vaporeon here, which you can do for Hydro Splash. And you even have Relicanth. So this theme deck barely almost made the list, but unfortunately didn't. And then the last honorable mention here, we're going to go into that. Almost 10 minutes, wow. Well, I guess we had to go in depth with theme decks. The final mention we got here, it is going to be the Greninja theme deck. I like this theme deck just because Greninja's actually a really good attacker. What makes it better is you can use Frogadier to get another Frogadier in play. Double the Greninjas. Greninja is good because you can do 1 for 80 or 0 for 80 if you factor that in. Shadow Stitching also. Greninja is just a great attacker. How you even get stuff like Cloyster, which is 3 for 70. Pardon me. You get Corsola, which isn't bad either. And then you also get like Bayleaf. Golduck, which is good. You get Slowking, which can be good disruption there. You get Cricketune. However, some of the mostly titles in this deck aren't that great compared to the other theme decks. It just really is good with Greninja in it. But yeah, so that is the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. What are your top 5 favorite theme decks to use in this game? Or what's your favorite theme deck to use, I should say. Did I miss a theme deck? I don't know if I did or not. Maybe the new theme decks are good. I don't really think they're that good compared to the ones I put on the list. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys on another Ptcgo video. Don't forget to check out Elemental Ho Trading Company on the Ptcgo forums. Goodbye.